Good morning, guys. I am gonna take you through some projects we're working on right now. If you guys remember, I told Angel this wasn't a project. This was complete and done, so we were just gonna drive it. But a couple of things. Battery tie down. I had to 3D print that one. It had no battery tie down. The battery clamps were not even on. I'll show you a picture of those, but they were like bent over because they're Japanese style and they were too small, so they weren't even bolted on the battery. I'm surprised it made it home. And then the wipers didn't work, which I thought was going to be a relatively easy fix, but we ended up having to take the whole dash off. Let's see all this. Already cleaned up a ton of wiring, and since we were already in there, it's like there's probably been, I don't know, 10 stereos installed in this thing over its life, and everybody just cuts the wires and leaves them in there. What was really cool is that they didn't chop the wires going to the harness ever, so they had the actual plug-in harness and they've been using that, which is great. But everybody ran their own speaker wire. Nope, I did the same thing, and didn't want to use the factory wiring, but it's all still intact, even to the speakers, which I thought was pretty cool. So I put a new stereo in. I put some new speakers in these little door kick panels down here. I don't know if you guys can even see down there, but I just put some OEM replacement speakers in from Pioneer. They sound unreal better than what was in there. I'll show you what was in there if I can find one. And then I have another project going on. Oh, there's one over there on the ground. I'll grab that. Another project going on back here. So I saw a post of a guy on Facebook, and he was running some rear speakers mounted in the top corners. I thought it looked really good, and he used 4-inch PVC caps. I'll probably put a link to the post in here. You might have to be part of the group to see the post, but I thought it was really cool and a real inexpensive way to mount your pods in the back. It was just great. It was just a really great idea, and super simple and fast. But I got to thinking, I was like, man, Angel and I went to Lowe's, we're looking at caps. I decided I want a bigger speaker. I had to get a 5-inch cap. They didn't have it, and they're like 30 or 40 bucks depending on what you buy. And she was like, hey, why don't you just 3D print something? I was like, holy crap. Why didn't we think about that before, right? So I printed a couple of these. Prototype number 1, Suzuki. It says Suzuki in little letters. This is from a support, which I could sand off, but I'm just going to print another one. And the speaker just sits in there. Let me see if I can hold this while I put this speaker in here, so you can see. It just sits in there. It's very cool, right? And that was prototype number 1. And here's prototype number 2. I thought the Suzuki in big it just looks better, right? So this is more legit looking, and it's the same design. I did make thicker walls on it, so it's a little stronger. That one was a little thin, but it's gonna go, up here like this, facing forward. And I did those in 6.5-inch speakers. I just wanted a little bit more sound. I don't know how good that's gonna end up turning out or whatever, but here's the old speaker. I'll show you. Let me set this thing down. That's old Clarion. I mean, I don't know if you guys that are my age from the 90s, in the 90s, people loved those Clarion stuff, head units, and they were all proud of those flip out ones that would come out. But But really, how all of this entire project got started was the wipers don't work. And I did test the motor. The motor was bad. It's right-hand drive, so I can't get it in the US. It was a pain in the butt. But I did find one from India, and I'm having it shipped. It's going to be here in a couple weeks. If it doesn't work, whatever, it's only 30 bucks. So I'll try it. If I order the one from Japan, it's 160 bucks. So it just kind of is what it is. But also, you can't see it in there. Oh, you can. There's the hole. That piece that holds the wiper arm in the center was missing a chunk out of the middle of it, so it allowed the wiper arm to go too far, and it got stuck on the motor, and I assume that's what burnt the motor up. So Angel and I had a hell of a time getting that thing off because it was corroded together. It was I think it's an aluminum or maybe a magnesium piece or something. But the shaft that goes in the center is steel and the nut was steel, but they were rusted together. So that piece on the back, I don't think it's actually bolted or welded or tacked or anything on. I think it just clamps together. So you like have to hold the inside. I assume maybe there's a special tool for that, like a square tool. It was really strange. But I ended up having to take all the linkage out of the way, and then I put a crescent wrench on the inside, and she hit it with the impact from the outside, so it came off, but it was not fun. It was some extra work. Also, I had to take the dash out. But I'm gonna go today and see if I can get a part. I messaged Tony. Hopefully he has one. I don't know if they're gonna be the same. Right-hand drive, left-hand drive. Maybe they're different. It's just a swivel, and it looks like it could be in the center, and it goes all the way in a circle. So I'm hoping they're the same. There's also a guy in North Carolina, pretty close to me. It's only an hour or 2 hours, and he has a ton of parts. Maybe I'll go over there and look too. But when I get it going back together, and I'll let you guys know. And I'm gonna finish up this speaker install and let you guys hear that, and we'll be on our way.
Thank you for watching our video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day.